down there this week.
Shackled City map. Sweet. Characters are going to look a little off. So we have to set up characters real quick. Cameras, because Ronald's not actually going to be with us this week. I don't know if you guys missed it or not, but Ronald's apartment complex caught fire.
Whoa.
And he will not be able to attend this session. Yes, he's fine. He's fine. But he just won't be able to be with us today.
Yeah, because he's kind of homeless.
Not homeless, but they're worried about the amount of
He's
smoke
displaced.
damage. Accurate.
I like how you were really selling the Humble Monthly earlier, and then you mentioned how you didn't have gas to get to one of your classes, and I'm thinking maybe that $12 a month could be just maybe.
Look, it's better when I don't have 10-hour work weeks. Everything is better when I don't get a $200 paycheck. It makes things slightly better.
I mean,
Only slightly.
I'm sure there's some other fat you could trim. You could make it to class if you really try.
You know, I bet we could come together and work on a financial plan for Austin all the way around. That would make for an interesting stream.
You're like...
That would take about 7 hours and a really long Excel spreadsheet.
I was going to say some Excedrin, because that's going to be very
That too. I'm just going to replace headache medication with alcohol. It's a blood thinner, it'll work, so...
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it technically thins your blood because it replaces some of it with alcohol.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, basically.
Annie, you're looking very, oh my god, what is the
Handsome.
word? No, that's not it.
Shit.
Gone?
No, it's
Orchard?
It's an
Homeless?
art phase. Orchard? You're looking quite like an orchard today, Annie. Let me pick you, my
orchard,
Oh,
but
I thought you
okay.
said orchard. I was like, my man fruit, let me pick you.
I like the idea of Andy looking like an orchard.
Oh man. All I can hear is Red giggling like a schoolgirl. Yeah, that's typical.
Yeah, that's pretty much a standard week here on Shackled City.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially lately, man. Giggle fits have been real.
Dude, I've been fucking dying lately. There are just some jokes that just fucking kill me.
Alright, looks like we've got some ground to cover, guys. 10 subs down, so let's go to 255. Luck rolls probably won't be needed today, but we'll see. We shall see. Shackled City, episode 119. I shall dub this episode The Fall of the Skellerangs.
Wizard, don't enable him. Don't donate to him.
Don't.
It's not that he can't afford
Yeah,
it, it's that he spends his
don't.
money on stupid shit.
Yeah, don't donate to me. I'm a bad cause.
Don't be an enabler, please.
If you want a better description of my life, there's a song by the Aquabats called "All My Money." Go listen to it and come back, and you will understand my life.
The Flurry have lost their battle against the evil that is Nabthatorin.
By the way, Will, I've listened to all of the Aquabats album today, and just when I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go listen to some Pup. I heard my headphones die. I was like, God damn it.
Alright, I'm getting real sick of this browser's bullshit.
See, Dez,
What,
I
Firefox?
understand that, Dez.
Oh yeah, it's having a stroke today, man.
That's why I use Chrome.
It's just today.
It's why you use Chrome. It's why you use Opera.
I mean, you're also
I mean-
not a streamer.
Seriously though, if you really don't want to use Firefox anymore, you should try out Microsoft Edge because they've made a lot of improvements from
Is Edge
Internet
good?
Explorer.
Because
Edge is
Yeah,
actually really
used to
good.
be
It's
so
significantly
bad.
less awful.
Microsoft's version of Chrome, basically, is
Mhm.
where it's at. It's way less resource hoggy.
Okay. They have lost their battle against the evil that has nabbed the Tauren. With the loss of Pathos, they trudge forward. Oh yeah, it's just shit in the bed. Hold on. I gotta see what's going on in my task manager. Ew. Probably.
There's a lot of things that are less resource hoggy than Chrome. To be fair.
Probably gonna relaunch my browser.
That might help.
Something in my browser is using 6 gig of memory.
Don't give his rep to Chromie. Chrome will kill your PC, but it's so good. The only other browser that I use aside from Chrome is WaterFox.
I am going like this though.
Okay, that's fine.
Bub, did you ever have AOL?
Oh yeah, I had AOL, especially as a kid. Like when I was 14, that was the hotness, man.
See, we never had it at my house. We always had just normal dial-up, but my grandparents still have AOL.
My parents didn't have all the money to buy brand new computers, so we knew a guy that could get us computers.
But they had AOL.
They were hot. They were hot as fuck.
Yeah.
And
but they were computers.
I remember my first computer was a laptop, and when I opened it up, it was like, "Welcome, Franklin. Thank you for being something with Eli Lilly." And I was like, "Oh no." Someone stole a laptop from Eli Lilly. This is bad. And I'm over here looking up pictures of anime porn. Hope I don't get in trouble.
It's called hentai, and it's art.
See, back then, it was not
anime titties.
Traditionally called that. It was like pictures of Scooby-Doo with a giant boner. And just tearing up some Daphne action. We've gone a long way, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Have we?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that we've
Not
come
really.
far.
Okay, so we still remember our roots, but we've still come far.
We've progressed into more detailed drawings.
Yeah, no shit.
The mystery.
Like, there's veins on my
The
veins.
mystery crew. Solving shit.
Not wrong. Who's in this photo? Today, this is going to be Red Eeps. It's cool. I'm not going to tag you guys at all because my browser just froze.
Worth it.
I'm proud of you and
my
your
God.
browser.
Have you seen some of the ads on Pornhub? Nope. I actually don't go to Pornhub. I was not looking up Scooby-Doo porn. Trust, fam. I was not.
Sloth, don't you fucking go... don't you go aggregating this shit, alright? I don't need to have this discussion another time.
Look, Will hadn't jerked it in a really long time, okay? We started calling him the Fireman after it was all said and done.
It's a shame I wasn't in California last week.
Oh my God. That's awful.
He's fine. Everyone's fine. Not that bad.
Bub is a man of culture. He uses X and XX. Calm down.
You're only saying calm down because they're right.
Calm down. No. No.
What, X-Hamster? You kill a lot of viruses that way.
Ooh. X-Hamster is quite nice.
I only use Chatterbait. I don't know about you guys.
I just go there for the interaction. Occasionally, Mixer is nice.
It's where you test out your outfits. Like, hey, does this look good on me? Like,
I go there to hear about other people's stories.
So how many times have you run into Sniper?
Interestingly enough, only 3 times.
Same day.
And every time it's been on his own. It's been on his own cam show. It's like, why do we keep ending up back here? And why is your ass so smooth and rotund?
Rotund. That's a good word.
I love you too, guys.
Fuck it, I'm literally just gonna click SniperGoat. If any of you others get tagged in this, I'll be impressed because my browser is crying.
How many tabs do you have open?
2. 2, and something is eating 6 gig of memory.
That's
Too much, man.
There's your problem.
You got a
Really?
memory leak somewhere.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, I got tagged in it. Everyone but Any did.
I'm
Wait.
sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. I just won't retweet it, sorry.
You
I
fucker.
can respond to it and tag you in that if that makes you feel any better.
Here, I'll
Alright,
do it as well.
Firefox. You are closing. In task. All of it. It's gone. It's fucking gone. Oh man, everything works now. Look at that. Alright, so time to reload all that.
Time to go ahead and close up
Big Dick Rick 1 2 3
tablet.
4.
What a name.
Just playing the room while D&D is just not going to work for me.
Wait, what? What about Rick? How do you know him?
Look at Dez's comment.
I can't see it. I literally just told you I closed my browser.
He said my ex hamster screen name used to be something like Big Dick Rick 1 2 3 4 or something, and my name ain't even Rick.
Yeah, your name's Leo. What the hell? This asshole over here lying on the internet.
You
Okay.
think people would do that, Bub? Just
You mean lie?
lie
Hell
on
yeah.
the internet?
Oh yeah. What up, Paradox? What's going on, guys? All right. So. Perfect. I think I've got everything up now. I think we're good to go.
Oh boy. You
All
jinxed
right,
it
sure.
now.
So we're gonna have a lot of downtime. This particular episode is not really designated to cover the effects of the fall of like Pathos and discuss what happens, you know, next. I mean, I guess you guys can technically, but it's really just to kind of surmise what the next events look like for you. What do things look like in Shackled City, and what does it look like on your way home? So let's recap. Last week. What happened last week? Also, who's got all of the background noise that I'm hearing?
I blame Ronald.
He's not here, though.
Exactly.
I hope
He's
it's
here
not
with us
me
in
because I'm
spirit.
on push to talk.
You can hear it in the background. Ronald! Hey, Ronald!
Ronald!
Listen closely, you can hear it on the breeze.
Let's play some of this. Perfect.
Yeah, lots of death. That like all of us died except for Jerrod and Klaus.
The one who was trying to be suicidal was the only one that wound up living. You know how it is.
Jerrod was useless? Jerrod wasn't useless. He didn't really have much of an opportunity, to be honest.
I mean,
He was
does that
about
make
as
him useful though?
In the one round he was active, he put out some damage.
It's fair. He did crit.
He put out lots of damage. But yeah. Yeah, I like how you guys, beforehand, sat behind a screen and put in plans for what you were actually going to do, and then proceeded to, like, throw it
Immediately
all
have
out the
those
window.
plans Shattered
Well,
within
see,
the first step.
problem was, we did it in front of the DM.
Well, the problem was you got fucking paralyzed.
Yeah.
Your will saves are shit.
I don't even care. I've been planning this for weeks. I've
Oh, yeah.
literally, like, as soon as I read his spells, it was like, Jared's gonna hang in the air for 7 rounds.
And I'm gonna
Let's
make
not-
him roll to
let's
see
not
how
deal
long
with
he's up
that.
there.
And poor Jerrod, he's just up there like, let me down. I'll fuck your shit up.
Bub was just finally happy to derail our plans for once, where
It's
we
actually-
finally like.
It's not the case, man. I was super excited to finally use every aspect of a monster without the fear of it just absolutely obliterating you guys. I know you might be level 8 or level 9, some of you level 10, but you guys have enough items to really adjust your challenge rating quite a bit higher. Quite a bit higher. So
To be fair, you did literally one shot in.
did
And
I?
Any did
You
one
wished
shot.
me inside out.
Any did
Yeah, you
one shot
literally
Sunn.
one shot him.
I took infinite amount
He,
of damage.
he can't do that often.
Yeah, it's not like you know his auto attack where he's just like. But
Yeah,
like,
it's expensive to wish.
For all of that,
Yeah.
though, for having one-shot any, be honest, any did one-shot you back.
Didn't one
Oh,
shot
I
him.
one-shot Red.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We went ahead
yeah,
and one-shot the shit out of Sunn. Just,
yeah.
I
I
have to
turned
give
into
some
a bloody
props to
mess.
Klaus on that one.
But to go ahead and do a proper recap for
Yeah.
those who, for those scrubs who didn't decide to go ahead and watch last week, we started the session off picking up where we left off at the mirror puzzle that Deia had walked into
Right.
and left everyone else kind of going,
And we
what?
we finished it in like 5 minutes. It went well.
And in true adventurer fashion, we followed right behind her, because why not? And come to find ourselves in this myriad puzzle of rooms, where the only thing that we had around us were a litany of mirrors. And it turned out that those mirrors went ahead and linked to various other rooms based on a color code. Well, through sheer daring do, intelligence, and a lot of guesswork, I didn't solve a thing. Somebody else went ahead and did it for me because, well, hey. But managing to get past the puzzle, we came into a room where we thought we went ahead and found our lost paladin, whose name again defies me.
Alec
Man,
Percival.
thank you very much. Yes, we thought we went ahead and came across Alec Percival, and before us were these risers, these steps leading into a very arid and dusty climate. Sand was coming down the steps and so forth. While we were trying to administer aid to Alec Percival, Pathos, of course, decided to do the roguely thing and scout ahead, and come to find himself staring at the silhouette of a large creature, damn near massive, almost 13 feet high, with 2 sets of arms and a dog-like head. Shit was bad, yo.
It was rough. You're right. It was rough.
Mhm. And while the healers and sorcerer, yeah, I almost went ahead and called him a wizard again. Yeah. As the
Look at that, he's
healers
starting
and
to learn.
sorcerer went ahead and continued to administer aid, Jerrod stepped up and saw exactly what was ahead of them. And I'll be honest, Jerrod, a little bit of poop made it come out.
Oh yeah?
It was just a hair, just a sliver. Turtles were poking. Because before us went ahead and laid the demon general. Well, falling back to the party, we went ahead and plotted, planned, and thought up some ideas, while Pathos, in classic Pathos fashion, decided to go introduce himself. Because why not? And at that point, he did go ahead and confirm that, yes, this was indeed the demon general that we had been hearing all this talk about. And he wanted to go ahead and meet us. He wanted to be entertained, him and his pet dragon. Coming back to let us know, hey, you're expected. Come on, say hello. Everyone else was kind of like, oh, fuck. Pathos. Really? Walked up the steps, stepped out into this blasting heat of a desert,
Right.
and, well, from there, let's go ahead and pass the baton.
Yeah, we'll pass the buck. We'll take this over to Deia. Deia, Annie, what happened next?
Well, the conversation went great,
Yeah.
and wound up that he just kind of started to get upset with the way Jerrod was presenting himself. So he just said, you know what, you can stop moving for about forever now, and so he did.
Forever turns out to be about 36 seconds, in case
Yeah.
you're wondering.
Give or
Yeah.
take.
Give or take 6 rounds.
Mhm.
And
It
So-
wasn't fun.
we proceeded to play a game of chess where he's got a whole bunch of queens and we've got only pawns.
What was his
Yes,
first queen?
At that point, we did roll initiative.
His first queen was the trick of teleportation, which I thought was neat. But instead of doing anything about it, he just cast his dragon on us until You know, he was tired of watching his dragon attack us, and then he decided to come in as well.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. His first queen was the dragon. Second was a teleportation. Third, he had a wish spell.
Yeah, that was fun. I don't want to talk about it, though.
He wished for an ice cream party for everyone.
I would even
Yeah,
say
but the
before
ice
the
cream-
wish spell, the fact that he resisted 60 electrical damage
Casually.
to the chest from me was pretty high up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
At least it reflected and hit the dragon.
Yeah, that was cool.
Oh,
Somehow.
passed through.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly, there were a lot of character deaths, but our patron saints, the chat, did manage to go ahead and bring us back multiple times.
Correct.
Otherwise, it would have very easily been a party wipe.
Right.
Super easy party wipe.
Yeah, it blew 3 Aegises if I can recall.
4. And Ronald died again.
Yep. Everyone.
No, yeah,
yeah,
you're
3.
right. You're right.
It's
Yeah, it
three.
was 3
Yeah,
Aegis
'cause
and then Ronald
Klaus
died.
doesn't have an
Pathos
Aegis,
died
he
once.
is an Aegis.
So Sunn lost his Aegis.
Yep, I got crushed by Deia.
Deia lost her Aegis.
At a different point in time,
Yeah.
not when we crushed him.
Yeah, she went ahead. She went ahead and got turned inside out.
Yep.
And, looked like a hernia.
Yep,
and then turned right back inside or outside in.
Right.
Pathos decided to 1v1 the dragon,
It
and
didn't work out so well for him.
instead of utilizing his ability to finesse around combat, he went in for a killing blow, which resulted in a tireless attack from the dragon, rendering him dead in a single round.
To be fair, he did hold the dragon off for
I think 3
4 or
rounds.
5 rounds.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was helpful.
It attacked me for a round and I fucking dipped.
Yes, yes, it did.
I learned how to run away.
Correct.
A
Correct.
great day.
Things went south really quickly. This fight really showed you guys that there's some powerful beings that are operating behind the veil. He did manage to toss around a couple of you. He had some really intense abilities. He left combat with you guys just barely hanging on.
Not
Just-
only did he combat with us barely hanging on, he left combat within the body of Alec Tercival.
Correct.
Yeah, saying that he's gonna go kill his brother now, casually. Like, hey, I have to go finish what I started.
Not that there. That's a bit closer to what he had said, which started spinning those relic of a gears inside of Jerrod's head. He began to hear some very important information. What does that mean to you, Sniper, and what does that mean to Jerrod?
Well, first and foremost, there was an earlier commentary made before battle where he pointed out that I was not a Skellerang. I did not have the blood in me of a Skellerang. He knew the smell of a Skellerang. Which Jerrod, of course, took as just being mind games, trying to get a rise out of him right before the start of a battle after clearly stating intentions that, let Alec Tercival go or he's about to fight. Because, he's a wonderful man when it comes to diplomacy. But towards the end, as he's hanging 60 feet in the air, and he's leaving, he's stating that he's going to finish what he started. Immediately, Jerrod's thinking back to everything that's been going on in Cauldron, from riots to the challenges and so forth, and he's thinking, this wasn't Alec Tercival's doing. This wasn't him challenging on a basis of honor or misunderstanding. This demon is intent on causing chaos and strife within Cauldron,
Right.
and wants to do it by killing my family.
But why?
Because by killing my family, he can go ahead and usurp his position within the city through the right of challenge, which is something that only the founding families of Cauldron can do, which I am part of.
As is Tercival.
Correct.
So by killing my brother in combat, he can effectively become one of the city's guardian leaders.
This is
And
accurate.
that's not a good thing to have a demon general so highly ranked in the city. Probably not the best.
Accurate. All things are accurate here. So, yeah, things went south. It ended with Jerrod wishing to charge, right? That white noise is definitely coming from Splode's end.
Let me see if I can fix that real quick.
Okay.
Wishing to charge?
Yeah, you wanted to charge Alec, right? You wanted to make attacks upon him.
Well, I mean, I was still left in midair when we left off, but I mean,
Yeah,
if he manages to get on the floor and Alec isn't quite gone
Oh,
yet,
that's
yeah.
right. You were kind of like left just hovering.
I was the closest one to him, and I just recently stopped being blood paste.
Is that any better? Do I sound
Nope.
okay?
Still there.
Let me restart my Discord real quick.
And I threw a bomb at him, and he caught it, and then was just like, nah.
It's true. He did. He managed to catch it. This is correct.
Yeah, and I think we left with him teleporting, right?
Yes. Do you know where he's going? Do you have any idea?
Probably Cauldron, or to the
No,
battlefield.
actually probably going to Red Gorge so he can meet up
Yeah.
with my brother
And then
as
1v1 in
he's
my
marching upon the city.
Testing.
You're better now.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's better. Okay, all right. So that sounds good. Sounds like you guys kind of have some things figured out. So what does this look like next? What does the current scene look like to you guys, and how do you respond? Some of you are pretty far off, and you're much worse for wear.
Inny's body's pretty mangled. Klaus is a cloud. Sniper is currently still floating 60 feet above the ground, and I just recently stopped being a giant mess of mist.
I'm no longer an air elemental, by the way. I canceled that when Annie was falling.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Suffice to say, I think Sunn might be a little surprised at everything that just went down and just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, poor Sunn, he's only been with this group for what, 3-4 days?
Yeah, I didn't expect to fight a demon. It would have been intense.
Well, we keep our weekends interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry, Flurry of Bros, we don't have a health plan.
So I'm going to leave the floor open to you guys. I'm not going to force anyone to have any quirks, anything like that. This is your opportunity to kind of wrap up the events that follow. So, rough summary of last session in the emotes. Nice. Well, let's do just that. The floor is yours, and you guys can make things happen.
Well, assuming that after he teleports away, the levitation finally wears off, Jerrod will plunge to the ground and hit the sand, rolling, getting to his feet, and turning about himself, trying to see where the host of Alec Turcival may have gone before just letting out a frustrated, strangled yell.
Sniper, move your mic closer to your face, please.
Bub, when we get true res from the Aegis, do we lose the temporary buffs from the potion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, think of it as just like a brand new
No,
character.
it's what I thought. I'm just making sure.
Fresh as the day you were born, lads.
Yep.
It appears, for all intents and purposes, you really don't know where you've ended up at, but he's definitely flying over the Demon Scar. Where that is, again, your best guess is probably to Red Gorge or maybe to Cauldron.
Oh, no, Jerrod is he's feeling 100% certain that it is going to be Red Gorge. And at this point, he's just going to look at the others as it's made very clear that nobody is in good shape. Worst amongst them, poor Pathos. Moving to the body, he's going to turn towards Sunn. Sunn, come, quick! And direct his attention to Pathos, taking a knee rule. briefly to check over his dearly departed.
Sunn sits idly
before-
by, like he looks
Yeah.
pretty flabbergasted. I mean, he's pretty
Yeah,
confused about everything, considering days ago he was helping mend a wound, particularly a pretty disgusting wound that you had, Jerrod, and now he's just seen the greatest foe that he believes has ever been spoke of, at least in the history of his mind. He's confused. He's baffled, taken aback.
When you'd look over and because you said like you'd called his name like once or twice, it would like the first time you call it, he'd just kind of sit there. You know that like 40-yard stare, or I get the 100-yard stare would be the actual name of it, right? He's just kind of staring at the area where he saw him jump into Tercival's body, and then by the few rings he'd and he's gonna rush on over to Pathos and try to figure out the cause. And I'm assuming it's obvious that he's not with us. Or would you like me to roll a heal check to...
I'm pretty sure the fact that he's in two pieces probably is a good indicator.
He's in far more than two pieces.
Can I
He's
take his
there,
temperature with the
there,
thermometer to make sure?
there.
Pathos looks like a smear. You don't even know how that's possible, considering you're on sand. But he looks like a
He's
smear.
roadkill.
Jerrod, there's nothing I can do for this.
Are you sure?
Just look
I
at
mean-
him, Jerrod, and he's gonna look at you very solemnly.
To be fair, son, moments ago, you weren't all that much better.
I don't know how I'm still here. Frankly, I'm not even sure what happened. Meeting your own demise is a bit terrifying, to say the least, but that's... and he's gonna kind of like trail off his thoughts, look over to the side and see Deia, and he's gonna run over to Deia and try to help that. You're here, right? Yeah. And he's gonna kind of like blow off what Sniper was saying, or Jerrod.
And Jerrod will take a moment to just kind of hang his head and heave a sigh in loss before climbing to his feet and moving towards Klaus, looking around them. Do you have any idea where we're at?
I really can't say. I don't know how we will find our way back, but we must. Clearly he has intentions greater than our demise.
No, he has intentions on my brother's demise. You have no idea where this demon scar is. That is where he said we are, correct?
As far as I'm aware, yes, but I don't know if there's any way we could even get out of here. The way we came in certainly is not a viable option. Perhaps we just press forward, but I'll need a moment. As Klaus says that he's going to start moving towards where Pathos used to be.
Okay, Deia, who
Yeah.
did you hit on your way down? Did you hit Sunn?
I hit Sunn on my way down.
Very-
and then I
very
flew
much
off
hit me.
into a wall, and well, I'm not looking good.
I broke his fall
Yeah,
with my entire body.
Deia, what are you looking like right now? What's your stats at? Your health wise, anyway.
Like 6%.
So
6 out of
fully
100. I was at full when I got teleported into the air, and
And then suddenly not full.
4 fall damage.
Sunn,
Poor Deia was midair and just like, lay on hands, lay on hands, lay on hands.
Yeah, Bub.
oh my goodness, you think
I'm
that,
imagining this is a broken ragdoll of a person.
Deia looks like a bruised fruit. Just like bulbous, barely hanging into the armor. Looks
Oh,
messy.
oh god.
Like an inside-out avocado.
I was
God.
inside out, and now I came back right side in, and then now
Now you're bruised.
I look
First
like
fruit.
the first bite you take out of an apple that you've thrown at the wall 700 times. but not hard enough to crack the skin. That's what I look like.
Just enough to bruise it on the inside.
All of it.
Deia's a black banana. Yep.
Accurate.
Whoa, black banana. Bam, bam.
God damn it.
God, I'm not even sure how to approach this from a medical standpoint. Your fucking everything is bruised. Doctor's prescription is to not fight evil and to calmly
Maybe-
settle down.
Maybe check for internal bleeding.
Nah. Gonna check his pulse, gonna check his eyeballs, and be like, no, that's fine. Good. Write him
Well.
a prescription for some Xanax.
It's especially
Oh,
weird.
it
His
is.
eyeballs.
We know that that's not going to work because I mean maybe Sunn should be
Yeah.
operating the situation because Deia's
No.
been a woman the entire time.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I
wait,
mean, there's that
whoa.
as well.
Are you sure? Look, I'm a doctor.
I just like how your first instinct is to check his eyeballs.
Yep, they're still there.
Fucking Sunn
Yeah.
is the
Those
mad
are-
hatter.
Sun's just hanging over Deia like, okay, how much of this blood is yours?
Sunn just
And
walks
how
up
much
like,
of it is
"Oh,
mine?
Listen, this is how we know if they're alive, and throws the arm in the air and watches it fall. Nope, that is a doornail.
Sunn is just the worst boxing coach.
No, she
My
lifts.
flashlight
You know,
on the
he
eyes,
lifts
I'm good.
her arm to go ahead and try and like do the drop test. The arm comes up with it.
God
Shit,
damn it.
maybe you do need to watch Rocky. It works.
Oh my God, can Klaus please be the coach and Sunn be Rocky? Get in there, Sunn. Get him.
You gotta check his vitals.
You gotta keep your hands up, Rock.
That's when Sunn comes out. Hey yo, hey yeah.
Hey, dear, you do. That was.
How dare you make me listen to that with my own ears?
I swear to God, he just said Dio.
Hey, yo, Dio.
I thought he went French there for a minute. Hey yo, Dio, hey dude.
Excuse me. Jesus.
Or for any sake, Quebecan.
It's called French Canadian, thank you very much.
Damn snow Mexican.
Quail, thank you so much for the sub, brother. I appreciate that. Very kind of you.
Sun's gonna check for internal bleeding, make sure that he's not dying, or she, who's not dying, while basically also pouring in energy with spontaneous healing.
Give me heal check.
That I can do. 33.
All right, so you're convinced that Deia's in
Deia's
rough
dying.
in rough shape, very, very rough shape, but she's clearly made of tougher stuff, right? Where your allies have fallen under and succumbed to the death around them, Deia somehow remains intact. You don't really know how. That's a fine breeding woman to you there, son.
Sunn dropping the close to like emotionless and distant face that he had before, suddenly trying to get Deia out of the rubble and out to an area where he can at least try to help her to at least move, I guess would be the best
Deia
thing.
is 100% not going to move, even
Yeah.
with smelling salt.
So like I said, Sunn's gonna constantly feed him that. I lost my voice from laughing.
We'll find it.
With the spontaneous healing, which is the 5 per round fast healing.
Okay.
I can do it up to 50 HP. If you want to say I do it up to like 20, I don't. That's how many rounds? 4.
It's your call. However long you would
Yeah.
like to do this.
So I would heal for at least 4 rounds, which would be 20 HP.
Okay.
I would probably be at least trying to take off like some of the armor, like on the arms.
All right.
Not, leaving away from the erogenous zones. If you would like to take that armor off, that's up to you, Innie.
Look, it's a chain shirt. I don't know how well it handles a human traveling at terminal velocity hitting the ground. Oh, well, not even
Probably-
hitting the ground,
probably
hitting
not
another
well.
person.
I just really like that you're concerned about the erogenous zones and not all the broken bones in her body. Sorry.
The broken bones are what I'm trying to expose, so I can fix those.
Well,
There's
I'm fairly
broken
certain
bones
that-
everywhere. He hit the ground at terminal velocity, more or less.
I like to imagine him like a Dragon Ball Z character. You just kind of skipped like a rock.
I did kind of,
Yeah.
but I skipped off the ground and into
Son,
a rock.
You're not
and then
exactly in
stayed
good
there.
shape yourself, all things considered. You were struck by a
I
fucking paladin.
I also died and came back to life. I'm technically feeling the best I've ever felt in my life. However, I'm emotionally scarred forever. Yeah.
It's not often that you have a paladin acting as a magic missile.
Yeah.
Look, man, I can cast all kinds of spells. Don't fucking test me.
Which is why I was saying Sunn was a bit more distant there after he just suddenly met his fate and then was brought back from the fucking glimpse of death.
Life flashes in front of your eyes a few times. You get used to it.
It happens. But that's why he was so upset. But then seeing his friend injured, getting up and immediately putting that in the "you deal with this shit later. This is emotional baggage for another day."
Compartmentalized.
Or another 15 years.
Compartmentalize.
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 So while
Don't listen to me.
Sunn is tending to Deia and Klaus is mourning over Pathos.
Yeah, morning, real hard.
Well, I mean, hey, the person who gave Jerrod as much shit as you do. Yeah, Jerrod's going to escape downstairs for a moment to, one, check and see if there is a way back, in fact, and to probably have himself a little cry. Just a manly moment of, oh dear God, I fucked up so bad. Oh, it would be like 30 seconds of bitch blubbering,
And then just cut it out.
So what are you gonna do here for Deia? I mean, I know that Klaus, you can fly, you can get out so far. Your scout's gone. Sunn is going to be dealing with Deia. Jerrod is not really sure what he wants to do with himself right now.
Mhm.
It's a little bit of a mess.
I mean, at times like this, you kind of have to determine a purpose for everyone, and then they'll follow along,
Right.
like the little ducklings they are. But at the moment, what I'm going to be doing is mourning the loss of Pathos and trying to give him the best send-off that I can. Given that we're in a sandy environment and he is not much more than two halves of a broken dog toy, that's a little difficult, but...
All I ask is, don't forget to loot the corpse.
That's not the first thing on my mind, oddly enough.
I mean, don't get me wrong, comrade in arms and so forth, but he was still kind of a dick.
Yeah, but he was a useful dick.
Unlike me. I get it.
You're just, flopping all over the place, man. It's like trying to cram a wet noodle into a fucking needle.
God damn it.
I hate when I have to do that. It's the worst.
When you're suturing wounds with spaghetti.
Yeah. It's the worst. Don't even get me started.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make a roll here. Let's go 33% range, Klaus.
Gonna go with 34 to 66.
New life goal: become a useful dick.
Deia, 33% range.
From 66 up.
And we'll go with Sunn, 33% range.
0 to 33.
Okay.
Be impressed if you got a 0.
Jerrod, 33% chance.
All right.
This first sniper man
Let's
is
go 16 to 48.
No, negative.
Wow.
All of the
Were
magical
those
items,
things we wanted? Okay.
all the magical items on his person were destroyed in the impact and explosion.
I expected
Nice.
that. So, what's the largest part of him left at this point? Because it bit, halfway through him, right? It separated lower and upper half, basically.
So the problem is, not only did it bite him, but it tail attacked him, it clawed him twice, and it wing attacked him.
Right.
And after that had happened, it tried to move away. After it already, it frosted him at the same time, and then you came in with a fireball. So there's just chunks.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. So then, fuck. I mean, I
If you
guess
find a bit of an ear,
chunks, just chunks.
a bit of an ear would probably work as something to go ahead and devote back to Loth.
No, I mean, I think I have an idea. I just want to run it by Bob and see what he thinks of it. So I know prestidigitation can't really affect the actual physical parts of him, but if I could get a manifestation based off of like the largest chunk I can find of him, basically recreate the rest of his body in my mind and lay it to rest that way, would that be something that you would be okay with?
So you want to do like a manifestation of his
Sort
image?
of, yeah. Just to myself, not like an actual projection, more of like a mental type image.
Okay, so it's not even outward whatsoever, it's just a mental image.
Yeah,
mean,
it's a personal thing entirely.
You've been working with him for so long. It's not that unreasonable for you to do something like that. There's not really a better portion to kind of pick up here.
Mhm.
Nothing like there's bits.
Nothing
of bone.
recognizable anyway.
Yeah, there's lots of blood. It's a pretty disgusting smell. He was immediately freezer burned and then exploded.
Mhm.
So it's likely that when the fireball came down over the top of the sand and it hit the structure of ice that he was frozen under, it probably misted him a little bit, blowing chunks all around the map.
Mhm.
So, yeah, you can go through whatever last words or prayer that you so would like to. Jerrod is attempting to discover a way back, correct?
Yeah, he is going downstairs, looking to mainly attempt to find a way back. If he can't find that, he's just going to have a moment to grieve in his own manner.
Well, the way back that immediately in your vision is back through the mirror.
Putting a hand to the mirror, he's going to first see if it is still semi-solid, as if something he could go through if necessary.
Oh yeah, it's still viscous. You could pass through this.
All right. So, being that there is a possible way back, he'll take a moment to collect himself and move back up the steps. Look off to Klaus, leaning on his staff over the smear that was Pathos.
Yeah.
Sunn, as he's tending over the unconscious Deia.
Okay.
And at that point, he'll probably take a breath, start moving to collect his falchion from the sands, belt it back behind him, and move to Sunn to go ahead and check in on Deia.
Sure, go for it.
Question: would I have been able to have anything to splint a wound, like these broken limbs, with my healer's kit, or would that not have sufficient enough splints?
You would likely not have the sufficient materials to splint. Like, Deia needs a full body cast.
That's what I was thinking.
And a few weeks.
Yeah.
Couple of blessings, lots of tequila. Deia needs a break.
Probably some therapy.
At this point, after giving Deia enough HP and like cracking out at least the outer layer of armor, not so much like the core pieces of it.
Right.
Turning to Jerrod as he walks up and says, "She's not going to be able to move for a while, and I'm pretty sure she'll be unable to fight at least for a few weeks."
Well, Sunn, I'm sure you've noticed these are not the best environments for her to go ahead and recuperate. We are going to have to move her.
Yeah. And
If
he's gonna-
necessary, there is some of the dragon's wing that wasn't affected by the fireball, by the blast. I think we could probably go ahead and use some rope, maybe some of the bones, or at least the leather, and rig a sled for her. I'm perfectly fine pulling her along, carrying her if necessary. But we have
Sun's gonna take that notice, and he's gonna walk over to the non-charbroiled dragon wing, and try to see if he would be able to make out a patch long enough for Deia to be placed upon.
Say that one more time, please.
Sun's gonna walk over to the ice dragon wing that
Okay.
isn't char-grilled.
All right.
Sure, that word. And he's gonna look to see if he can find at least a long enough piece of material to where he can make like a bobsled not a bobsled,
a litter.
a sling? No.
Nope.
Stretcher. That's
A
what I'm
stretcher. Okay.
looking- Yeah.
All right. A bobsled would have been way more intense, especially in this weather.
Yeah.
However, please.
Yes, please.
Dane's
Please
gonna go for the gold, man.
This
craft.
is how we do the send off. We put him on a bobsled. We just kick him
How
down
fucked
the
up is
hill.
that, man? It's like you're out in the Demon Scar and the sands of Osirian, and it's like, I've got it. We're gonna make a bobsled team. I've seen this movie before. There was John Candy, Jamaica something. We have a bobsled team. We got Sanka and Klaus above. Perfect.
Fucking cool runnings.
Yeah, feel the rhythm and the ride. Let's go, Flurry. It's bobsled time. Oh man. Perfect. Perfect. That's what I like hearing. So, yes, you will be able to engineer some form of bobsled, if you will. Don't I mean a bobsled? Damn. You can create whatever it is that you need. You have some of the more basic
make
materials.
a bobsled, and where you would have the flag usually, it's just a Sarenrae symbol.
No, you cannot. Sorry.
It has to be a normal flag.
It has to be. That's right. It's got to be.
Oh,
an
come on
American
now.
flag
There's
or
plenty of
none.
blood around to use for
What
paint.
does Cauldron's flag look like, out of curiosity?
It looks like a volcano.
Looks like
Is
a
it
It
volcano.
looks like a giant
Does it
pie.
just have SOS written on it, like at all times?
It's graffitied onto it.
It's just a white flag with just SOS on it.
It's literally just a white flag. They're always flying the white flag. It's like, we give up. I mean, if someone wants to fix this for us, go ahead. But like, it's a lost cause.
Son,
I think if he gets any redder, he's going to explode. I think it's gonna happen.
I'm just waiting on the and for him to pop.
Flicked my own eye there. That hurt.
Oh, that's
so
funny.
with a makeshift litter made out of the leather of the dragon wing, Jerrod is going to use some rope, truss her down, and kind of carry her braced against his back.
Holy shit! Thank you very much, Benville Haven, for the follow. After the last 20-ish minutes of shenanigans that have gone on, I'm surprised that you found us entertaining enough, because I imagine that there are at least 45 people here that are like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
I don't know. Red seems pretty fucking entertained.
I'm entertained by. I'm fine. I'm great.
I'm gonna milk this injury as long as I can, by the way. Like, if you guys are carrying me, I'm not gonna make you put me down.
You're just gonna fan. Oh, I'm so injured.
No, I'm
He's
just
that
not
kid
gonna
at
wake
school
up.
that broke
Oh,
his wrist like 3 years ago, but then
Yeah,
people are
he's
still writing his essays for him.
Yeah.
It's been 6 years.
Perfect. I expect nothing less. All right. Sounds good. Sounds like you have a bit of a plan. So, Jerrod, go back and communicate. Discuss these things with Klaus in his prayer, with Sunn as he's making a stretcher of some sorts, a pull behind litter.
Yeah, as you know, as Sunn is readying Deia for the move, he's going to move back up to Klaus. Rest a hand on his shoulder briefly. Wrap it up, kid. We're going to have to go back the way we came.
I would appreciate it if you didn't rush me in my morning.
It's already the afternoon. Damn it, Eddie!
I'm gonna fucking kick you both. Out of the call, out of life, out of a moving car. I mean, take your fucking pick.
Just run me over already.
That's a fetish I haven't heard of. Run me over, die. Sorry, not going there.
Please go.
Okay. Let's go ahead and leave kink shaming behind and get back to D&D.
Yeah, as you were telling me to hurry up with my morning.
I just
It's not
noted
that
that,
I-
you guys didn't actually finish searching the entire area.
No, we haven't.
No, not yet.
You've not gone through the entire place yet, which is surprising.
Yet being a key word.
As far as Jerrod is concerned, he sees sand and ruins and sand, and
You
a
look-
big dragon corpse. He's not seeing the glint of far off silver or anything like that. He's seeing Red Gorge blazing.
Oh man, you know what sucks? Is all of the shit that Pathos picked up is destroyed. The
Yeah, like the
Phoenix
Phoenix
feather, the diamond dust.
Diamond dust.
Yeah, it's all gone.
Oh man, that's rough.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. We don't need it. It's fine.
Yeah, we don't
Just
need those
thousands
material
of gold.
components.
I mean, technically, you don't. You can't cast shit.
I don't need Jack.
The fuck do
Klaus
I
on
need
the
them for?
other hand-
I'm a sorcerer. I have a few materials. I don't
can
need
make-
materials.
You
I can
technically you issue materials of any materials up to
Less than
5
1
gold. 5.
Yeah,
5
yeah.
gold.
Okay.
But when you start
Yeah.
getting into spells like Wish, that
That's-
shit's
that's-
expensive.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it hasn't affected me yet, so I don't give a shit. But
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing Jared's
That's a bridge
feeling is,
across
oh
the
man,
bridge.
that Phoenix feather was probably expensive as fuck.
You could
But,
have bought
uh,
a lot of doorknobs.
so as you're rushing me with saying goodbye to Pathos
Trying to
one final
check in
time,
his bag.
you're definitely looking through all of his materials, right? That's how this is going.
No, he's standing there with a hand on your shoulder. It's not that I intend to rush,
God.
but
We have
we did just
pressing matters. I understand. Yes, I just wish to give him the best send off that I can, but I
as
understand.
many people as you and I have seen part our company. Well, wait, actually, no, you weren't here for those. Never mind. You take a couple more minutes. I'll stand here quietly.
Do you doubt my experience with losing comrades? Do you forget your place in the flurry? Do you forget that I am original founder of the flurry? Do you know how many people I've seen pass through the flurry?
I wouldn't be able to say for certain. All I know is that you keep coming back. And all I know for certain is that the last 2 or 3 you weren't here for.
You are correct about that, and as I have seen with my own 2 eyes, when one is not here, one is considered to be gone forever. Frankly, I take a little bit more meaning to the deaths of my friends than you do.
It's not that I don't take meaning, but there is a time and place, and this is not the time nor the place. He was leaving to go ahead and finish what he'd started. He was leaving to go ahead and kill my brother, which meant he's likely headed back to Red Gorge, to the Chisel, to the town folk that are behind those walls and still trust him, not knowing what's within. We have
I
we
understand.
have other lives to look for. As much as I would love to mourn the dead myself, we have to look to the living.
Have you found another way out? I don't believe that backtracking is the way to go here. It would take us too
It's-
long.
It's the only way that I've clearly seen, but if you want to go ahead and take a couple more moments to grieve, I'll take a quick walk around. I'll see if there's
We'll
anything
cover
further.
more if we both go. You pick a direction, and I'll go a different one, and we'll see what we can find.
all right. You head this way along the ridge line. I'll go ahead and head the other. Walk for 5 minutes. Try and find a rise if you can. Or, well, actually, in your particular case, just fly up and take a quick survey. I'll go ahead and look closer to around these ruins.
As much as I would like to survey from above, I do believe I'm a little bit exhausted for at least the time being. But I'll see what I can find.
It's probably for the best. I didn't see anything when I was up there anyway. And
Klaus,
the one-
you may not have all the information about the Nera yourself, but you are fairly aware of how items of movement, things that like cause planar hops, how they work.
Mhm.
If that leads one way, it should lead back. If the mirror is what I'm speaking of, the Nera mirror.
Mm-hmm. In other words, lead back to where it began.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's something to consider, but at the same time, Klaus would definitely feel like there's got to be a quicker way. Hopefully, but if there's nothing that comes up in the next couple minutes, then that's pretty much the only option they have.
Okie doke.
I just like that he's sending Jerrod to go ahead and look around for what is likely going to be a magical means of escape. When Jerrod's just like, me fighter.
You
Poke
fighter,
things with stick.
we break hole in wall.
Sure, you know, you guys, you cycle around for a while, and eventually you'll see that the sand will break off and move into some twisted, gnarled amalgamation of what looks to be ivory and rot that make up the rest of the demon scar. This is as intended by Nathatoran. This seems to be some kind of, like, sand garden, if you will. This is not an actual, like, legitimate full-length desert. This area has been brought here. It's been established for one reason or another, particularly for the use of Nathatoran. This breaks off into some dark, ghastly horizon.
So we aren't even on our own plane.
You're not sure.
Well, Jerrod knows a little bit about going ahead and planar hopping.
Well, I mean, as far as you can tell, outside of the demon scar, there are trees. So you may be in your realm. You just may be far away from where you originally intended.
All he knows for certain is that shit don't look like the jungle they just left.
Right.
And he will, of course, after coming to the edge of the sands and seeing this blistered landscape, turn around and just walk right back. Just be like, no, boss. No bueno.
It's as you expected, in either direction. That's it.
The desert.
It's a desert and a lot of stuff that does not look like home. So much as I hate to say it, I think going back is the only path we have left to us. Though I do not look forward to moving through those jungles, through those knolls.
I certainly agree, but if it's the only option we have, then I suppose we should get started. We don't have a whole lot of time left.
I think we're actually getting rated, guys, right now by TikToks.
Oh my.
Rating with a party of 27. My word. Thank you so much, TikToks. Goodness gracious, for the tower. Guys, can we get a little defense? What do we do with all of our raiders here? We throw mimics at them. Guys, toss the mimics. Take our gold. Kappa, take our gold. Throw mimics at them.
Ho, ho, ho.
Thank you
Who's
so much
this?
for the host. Pint-sized Phoenix. TikTok
yes,
for the
those
host.
sexy mimics.
Thank you so much. That's quite kind of you. Please don't throw potatoes at them. We need to eat those potatoes. Not.
Those are my favorite potatoes.
Oh, the tower is here. Welcome, TikToks and crew, guys. We are rounding out this chapter of the Shackled City. Hopefully, this is your first time here, and if it's not, if you've been here before, welcome in. I'm happy to have you guys here as we try to round this out. It's a bit more of a relaxed RP session, and this is kind of what we're trying to handle. They still have some bits of dungeon to go through, but we'll see what they make of it. We shall see. My potatoes! My cabbages!
But yes, he'll turn to Sunn. It looks like the only way we have left to us is to go back the way we came. How's Deia looking?
By the time they came back, the bobsled would have been done, correct?
Fucking, it's not a bobsled. God.
The raft would be done, right?
Yes.
The litter.
Okay. Oh god, I'm dying.
Thank God.
Hey, that means that you die too. It fizzles out somewhere. Wherever we must go, it's fine. Just, I've hooked it up so you can pull her, so we can get her out of here. We
Understood.
need to get her to a proper bed so she can rest.
Seeing as we have to go back through all of that, think I could get one of the potions back.
He's going to reach into the bag, and he's going to grab the leftover Cure Serious from your earlier gargling, and he's going to hand it back to you.
He'll eye it a moment, seeing, flecks of what he left behind.
He's going to, as you stared, he's going to say, and that's why you study proper dental hygiene, my friend.
Well, to be fair, we've been marching through the jungle. I can't go ahead and bring a stick with me.
He's just going to sit there and laugh, and then he's going to look back towards Deia, and then quiet down a bit, and then look back towards the eggs and say, so when do we depart?
I would imagine as soon as possible.
Where's the spell slinger?
Jerrod's going to turn and point off towards the horizon. He was looking the other way. But if it's anything like what I saw, it's not going to be any different.
Cat, shut up. He's gonna cup his hands and, Klaus, can you return over here? And he's gonna wave his hand to try to catch your attention.
I imagine his voice is lost in the whipping wind, but seeing him wave like an idiot, I'll begin to make my way back towards him.
Okay, sure. He's basically like wacky inflatable flailing arm tube man.
Yeah.
Basically.
Catches your attention.
I'm actually throwing bombs into the air.
He's not. He's lying.
Klaus!
God, please no. You don't need to kill Deia. Deia will die on her own terms.
That's right. Deia's already in a rough spot. Klaus, you will take to flight when you descend down to Sunn. You can tell that he's certainly been drawing your attention. What would you like to do?
I believe we should get going. If we do have to track back through all of that, then it will take us some time, and as we already know, Navthatorin has quite devious plans for Red Gorge and Tercival and even Tercion himself. We should definitely get going.
And with that, Jerrod will take the rope, sling it over his shoulder, and start dragging Deia along towards the steps, where he'll pause and glance back at the other two. Somebody get her feet. I doubt she's going to necessarily care, but we don't need to go ahead and be dragging her down steps.
Sunn, being the next physically capable person.
I'm physically capable.
I think we're both about as strong as one another, to be honest.
No.
No, Klaus is physically capable of farting dust at this point.
Well, no, he also
Klaus
has...
is... I'm still under the influence of the Amaranth.
I think you're actually stronger than me right now.
It's very possible.
That's right. You got to remember, he's currently Master Roshi.
Yeah. I think I actually still have the rage going too, at least for another couple minutes. So
yeah, you let the buffled man pick him up. Her up.
Good lord.
You'll get that right eventually.
It's because I keep thinking any.
Sure.
Klaus as a Master Roshi with an unconscious Deia. This is I've seen this cartoon before.
Yeah, well, he's not wearing a fucking skirt, so I'm not gonna be looking up anything.
Well, I mean, Deia's not really wearing a lot, courtesy of Sunn.
Yeah.
Remember, he didn't really care about the pulpy parts, but he cared about the erogenous zones.
So that's how the chainmail became.
Make him sound like fucking David Attenborough over here. He's more like Nigel Thornberry, but okay.
Yes.
So,
Sunn
yeah.
looks down. Hello, puppet.
Smashing. So, yeah,
I'm glad I
Nigel
would call it.
Thornberry.
Through the mirror, move back the way they went.
All right, sounds good. So you begin making your way back through the mirror. Perfect. I'll make some readjustments.
Oh, that's always good to hear.
The erogenous zones, yes. Stepping through the mirror itself, it will move you immediately to the main room. This is the room that you guys had gone into originally. So,
Oh, thank God.
yes, it's a lot easier to get through this way. Let me put you guys back on the map. Back on the map. Mala mercy. There you go.
And as far as marching order, I'm figuring Jerrod's going to be in the lead, Deia in the middle of them, and probably with the, slapstick brothers.
I'm going to give Jerrod an opportunity to kind of choose the direction. Since you're taking the lead, I've given you an opportunity to sort of guide the direction of any's character, okay?
Sure.
All right, so Pathos is no more. God rest his soul. Goodbye, Pathos. All right,
My friend.
so choose your direction. Let me...
Well, given that there's only one door and one hallway before them, the direction's fairly clear, as the way further north is blocked off by rubble.
correct.
Jerrod's going to go ahead and start leading them back towards the chamber where the harpies were,
All right,
or the hags, rather.
correct. As you pass through the throne room, the available throne, you can see that no visitors have re-entered. The hags are still missing.
And with that, he'll just continue on south.
Okay.
After all, there's no reason to go ahead and detour into the lightning bolt room. He's actually he throws kind of a glance that way, and he's just like, it's not worth it.
Okay. Sounds good. Continue guiding as you move back into the Amaranth room.
Admittedly, seeing that giant pool of distilled down potion, Jerrod does kind of give it a longing eye. And he'll look.
Sunn,
Back
Klaus, you can see him kind of getting the fits. He's beginning to get that itch.
He's gonna keep pushing on Jerrod. I have already bottled some for later. Stop staring at it.
But it's right there, man.
You can have it later. He's gonna try to push on past him.
All right. You can do this. You can do this. Don't think about it. And he's just going to carry on behind Sunn, a little bit distracted.
Crystal room.
Okay. So, you have a few paths that you still have yet to take.
Yeah, where the gnolls came from, or south.
Not gnolls.
Trolls? Ogres?
Ettins. Very different.
It's all the same to me.
Big two-headed fuck-em-ups.
Do you want to continue investigating?
Depending on where the party wants to go. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep heading out towards the way we were going out.
Jerrod's actually going to move towards the northern hallway,
Okay.
and he's going to kind of glance back over his shoulder. Sunn, Klaus, we know that way leads back towards those that toxic gas. If it was a matter of just rushing through whole and hearty and hale, that'd be one thing. But I think we should go ahead and see if there's a way around. Maybe this way would lead out closer to the river. Anything
Well-
dangerous has already come this way.
We can certainly try it.
It's worth a shot.
All right. At that point, Jerrod's going to start leading the way north, taking a bit more care and keeping more of an open ear.
Okay, give me just a moment. Sure, found what I needed. Alright, so from your current destination, there appears to be a path on the right, and the hallway continues downward, far past your field of vision.
Not one to go ahead and feel comfortable leaving his back unchecked. He's going to set down the rope that Deia's in and kind of look to the others. I'm going to look ahead. Just remain here. If you hear screaming of a womanly fashion, come aid me quickly.
But we have Deia over here. And Sunn's gonna kind of look back and forth and then connect the dot. Oh.
It's a dark tunnel. There might be spiders. Just keep an ear open. And he's going to step into the side room.
Sure. How do you move in?
He is going to take a care. He is going to have his sword, but it is Jerrod. He's in mangled, ill-fitted armor. He can't necessarily be quiet, but he is going to be somewhat defensive about it.
Okay, as you begin to move through, you find that you've come to some kind of a barracks. 5 nasty-looking piles of animal skins occupy this filthy cave. Several sacks, clay lamps and vases, cookware, crude tools, they're scattered here and there. 6 torches have been jammed into cracks in the walls. They seem to be not lit.
Oh, fucking hey. Whew. And he'll move deeper. I'm assuming there's enough ambient light to see by?
Enough so.
Okay. If necessary, he'd go ahead and pull one of the... Actually, no. He is going to go ahead and pull one of the torches off the wall and use his flint to go ahead and light it up, because
Sure.
it's got to smell better than those, than those skins.
Sure. I think you had light previously. I think someone cast something on you to give you advantageous light. It's not actually going to change your field of vision any further, but for flair and flavor, that works just fine.
But yeah, he's going to kind of move closer to the sacks. He's going to kind of use his sword to prod them and kind of peek them over, figuring if there's anything that could go ahead and assist Sunn with Deia, it would be worth looking at.
Sure. There's nothing here that would really kind of leap out at you that would make you think that there's anything of value.
Right, nothing medicinal.
Yeah, this is crudely strewn together. They were here either because they were hired or the recent move-ins. There's nothing that I would say is of value in this room.
And moving up to the corner, he's going to, of course, like before, take a moment and listen.
Sure, give me perception.
All right. Not great.
You got nothing.
Yep. Still sounds like steel shod boots on a floor. So he's going to keep moving on.
Okay, this room... Oh, hold on. This room looks quite a bit different. And these guys are actually gone. You guys already fought them. So... they are no more. This particular room. This place reeks of sweaty, unwashed brutes and scorched meat. 4 12-foot-long stone beds covered with filthy animal skins lie near the walls. A huge fire pit dominates the middle of the cave, under a chimney hole in this 40-foot-high ceiling above. The charred, dismembered skeleton of a huge ape lies over the bed of ashes. A pile of 1 foot in diameter polished rock spheres is stacked neatly against the south wall, with a hammer, a chisel, and emery nearby. 4 large burlap sacks sit against the west wall.
So they were basically just fashioning like sling stones.
Your best guess? Maybe?
All right. And he'll check the burlap sacks real quick.
Sure. When you begin casting aside the burlap sacks, emptying the contents onto one of the rock beds, you can see inside that a sort of various amount of mundane items kind of fall down, but you do what you believe that you hit some sort of a jackpot here. There is a copious amount of coins, smaller bags strewn about. They seem to have looted people in the past and brought them here with them. Quick glance, there's probably around 2,000 silver, probably around 1,000 gold. You found a very nice silver ring, and atop all of it, there is a gold-plated halfling skull.
A little morbid, but duly noted. He will go ahead and put it all back in the burlap sacks, but he's going to leave it for the time being. He's more interested in just scouting further ahead. He's going to be aware of the loot, but he's not particularly interested in that whatsoever.
Give me a perception, sir.
Okay. Just as bad as before.
Okay.
Let's see. And
as you're trying to pay attention to the contents of the burlap bags, you hear what kind of sounds like metal on metal, some kind of clanging and banging.
Like active, like say metalwork?
Yes.
Like a blacksmithy. Would I have a general idea as to the direction it's coming from?
Oh yeah. It's coming from the northern half of this cave.
Yeah, it's got to be investigated. He's going to go ahead and move further north.
Sure. As you move closer and closer north, it looks like it tees off to the left and to the right. It becomes a bit louder for certain.
And it's coming from the left hand.
Your sense of perception leads you to believe that it is from the left-hand side, yes.
Jerrod's going to pull back. He's going to go ahead and pull back. Just double back into the first filthy barracks.
Okay.
And he's going to call back to them. Klaus, Sunn, this way.
Do we bring Deia with us?
I wouldn't leave her behind.
Sunn's gonna look at Klaus and... Alright, come on now.
And for those of you watching at home, if you're curious to know what I've done, I have basically filtered in dynamic lighting into my forays. So what you see right now is from the forward glance of Jerrod. This is everything that Jerrod would see. So just at the field of his vision, he can see Klaus and Sunn with the body of Deia.
And like I said, Sunn's gonna wait for Klaus to pick up Deia's reins.
I mean, I never let go of them.
Good. Now lead the way.
Lead the way, old man. The future is now.
You're walking me across the street.
But once they come close, he's going to kind of put a hand up, and I think they're more ahead of us. But why they didn't come at the initial alarm, I don't know. I do want to go ahead and move further. It's past this next area. Go ahead and set Deia between the beds and just prepare for the worst. I'll go on ahead of myself. If you hear me call, come running. Fair?
Sounds like a plan. And Sunn's gonna walk around with his nose plugged, checking out the room.
Do you really believe this to be safer than just returning the way we came?
The way we came was through a jungle full of gnolls. Giant gnolls. And we know their numbers are greater than ours. We walked through one of their villages. Without a fleet-footed Pathos to lead the way, I think this is our best.
A known threat is far preferable to an unknown in my eyes, but if you believe this to be safer, then we shall attempt.
I believe that I can take one or two where I can't take a village. I'm good, but not that good.
I will not dispute you on that fact.
Wow, that was rude. But yeah, he will go ahead and also take a moment just to thumb at the burlap sacks. Don't forget these.
Do you show them what's inside?
You just hand us a bag and say, important bag.
No, it's not like he's going to stop and be like, oh yeah, check out this fat loot. No, he's got deeper concerns, but he's just going to be like, don't let us forget those.
Okay. That's fair.
And push on north.
Sure.
Yeah,
Do you guys follow
flag
him?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to follow, but I'll stay a little bit behind him. Because he said, no, I'm going to leave Deia behind because she doesn't need to be fucking dragged into the middle of combat.
There are
you
beds
sure
here anyway.
We could use him. We could use a meat shield.
Yeah, I'm gonna lay Deia at least in the most comfortable looking rock around, I suppose.
Okay, I mean, these beds are actually not stone. They're made of slats of wood with animal furs over them. It's just in
these
this
are beds?
Oh yeah, it's just in this next room. These are beds for giants, and they're made of stone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, these are beds.
Then yeah, I'll leave him on the most comfortable looking piece of furniture around, which in this case I would assume would be one of these beds.
Yeah.
Or her. Sorry. Jesus. Fuck, I'm doing it too now.
As you're laid on top of a series of animal furs. Deia, you just look edible.
Thanks. I'm gonna stay here
Edible and unconscious? Oh my.
and try and move once, hurt, and then not do it again.
Okay.
That's my plan.
All right. So, Sunn, you're actually gonna have to take control of your token. Move yourself forward. Whatever has grabbed your interest on that other monitor, stop looking at it.
It's actually roll 20.
Okay.
I thought the beds were in here.
They're beds on both sides.
Okay.
There are
that makes
beds,
more
and
sense.
then there are beds.
Yeah. And that thing in the center, that is a 40-foot high column of basically fire and wood. So staying on top of that would surely just devolve into you guys running around a flame.
Just one of us, please. For my sake.
Quick, let's play some fire tag.
God damn it.
Hey, wait, she's in the Church of Saren Ray. That worships fire, right?
No, it doesn't actually.
Now that you guys have moved into this room, you can also hear the noises of the hammer across the anvil. Someone appears to be smithing.
Andre?
Jerrod will approach the door, and at the door he's going to take his time and actually attempt to check for traps or any kind of...
The door is actually cracked. It's cracked open at this place. The crack is emitting intense heat.
Fun. So it is a smithy.
So you think.
Yeah, he's gonna try and look through the crack.
Give me a perception.
Hopefully it won't suck this time. Yay! I see things!
All right. Let's see. Okay. As you begin to peer through the crack here, let me go ahead and give you a little bit more of the dynamic lighting. I'm going to shrink this down on both sides. And as you look in, you can see a mammoth of a man with arms that seem to be scorched like cinder, with hair rising from his brow and skull, hammering with a maul the size of you.
So I'm basically looking at like this giant fire elemental.
You can see sweat pouring down the brow and what doesn't seem to immediately simmer up and boil on the head. The moment that he bats it away, it cresses across the stone and immediately turns into vapor.
Oh! Oh! Dude's on fire! Oh! No. Oh. Yeah, Jerrod's
on fire.
Yeah, Jerrod's gonna kind of step back and take a moment. Okay. You can
I
do
just
this.
see, like, this is what I'm seeing right now. You're peeking in the room, and you see it, and then you're like, oh, hell no. No! Why? Why?
I can deal with so much! Giants! Rock golems! Dude on fire!
Nah, man!
Just tell him to go home.
Put my feet
Hey,
up,
you can
I'm
leave
done.
now.
But,
How bad was
Yeah.
that poison elemental again? Is it this bad?
Do you go back and tell your allies?
no. Jerrod is going to... Jerrod's going to open the crack further, and he wants to go ahead and inspect and see if there's any bonds on this creature. If there's anything that even hints that he's a prisoner of any sort.
Sure. Let me go ahead and reveal that to you a bit further. So you're just going to push open the door.
He's going to pull it wider open to kind of give himself a larger view.
Give me stealth.
Yeah, I love that one.
Remember, this door is so large that he has to be able to fit through it.
Not as bad as I thought.
So how far? How far are you opening it?
We're going to open it another 8 to 10 inches. You know, nothing. You know, nothing super wide and serious, but a fair bit.
Okay. The room is lit. Give me a perception.
21.
Very good. You can actually see that there are chains that appear to be draped. Some kind of dark iron draped over his right shoulder, and it goes down to the waist, where he has what looks to be some kind of steel girdle.
Chastity build.
That doesn't look like manacles or bonds. That looks more like armor, doesn't it?
The girdle for sure, but the dark steel chain, not so much. That doesn't really look like armor to you. Every time he brings his maul up and he brings down with this fell, so you're like, as he brings it back down over the top of this, you catch the light kind of flaring off of his right arm, because his right arm is some kind of what looks to be almost robotic arm. It is encased in layer upon layer of steel.
shit, he's gonna regret it, but no, he's gonna open the door fully and present himself as non-threateningly as he possibly can.
Sure. What are your allies doing?
I just imagine Jerrod backing into the room on all fours, like ass just spread.
Just like bouncing that ass towards him, like, "Hi, don't mind me."
God damn it.
Doorknob drops off. Oh shit, that's mine.
Here, clunk.
When you begin to pull the doors, he glances over to you, and you see this like almost agape stare where like the maw is dropped, the jaw is kind of twisted and contorted. You can't tell if it's a natural look for him or if it's like his focus face, because everybody has a focus face. You know what I mean? Like this is like your natural resting face, but then you've got that like that lip bite, the furrowed brow. You know, everyone has a focus face. And you can see that as he turns to you with that ashen black skin, with this wild whipping mane of flame and beard that burns up the top of his chest, the skin of smooth cinder with rippling veins of almost magma across his body. The fire giant turns to look at you, and with glistening ruby-like eyes, it slowly begins to put down the maul. The bellows continue to blow.
Well, at least he put down the giant hammer. So, yeah, we can do this. We can do this.
Allies! Klaus, Sunn.
I'm still waiting for Jerrod's word, because he told us to wait.
Alright, sounds good.
I wanted to kind of at least take a look down this pathway back here
Sure.
and see where it leads to, if I can get any kind of insight into that.
Sure, how far will you go?
Not super far. I want to still remain within earshot of Sunn, but just kind of about there-ish, I guess.
Sure. At the forays of your vision, you can see what looks to be some kind of a bench and a lever mechanism. Do you venture forth further?
Yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's take a look.
Sure,
This
when you
can't go
enter
back.
into this room, this is actually where Pathos had met the hill giant by the name of Muggo.
Okay.
Muggo was the hill giant that he convinced his stone was speaking with him.
In that case, I'm just gonna turn around and head back.
Sure, sounds good.
Since this is
Oh, you're not going to grab the magic stone up?
The magic stone was smashed.
Correct.
Ah, well, you never know. His cousin could be there.
Okay. Well, Jerrod, the floor is yours. He's waiting in anticipation.
Friend giants. I'm Jerrod Skellerang. How fare thee?
Never finished. Never finished in the eyes of Nabthatoran. What brings you, small man? Why are you here?
As he says that, you can feel like almost the bellows of his breath pour across the room itself. You can hear this boisterousness in his open chest, and you can tell not only is he speaking to you, but for the first time, it feels like someone is like borderline recognizing you as a person and not just as an affect in a group, not just as a neat or some kind of truant doing your own thing. This person seems to be speaking to you, very curious as to your response. Do you know anything about fire giants at all?
I know they're big and on fire.
All right. So Jerrod doesn't know anything about them. Sounds good.
Well, I mean, we could go ahead and roll an intelligence check to see if he's ever read about one in a fairy tale, but no, he's generally not running into them too often.
Sure. Sounds good.
You know, they don't tend to go ahead and hang around cities like Cauldron. Don't know why.
It's probably
So-
because of the other bigger creatures that fucking scare him.
So, are you an ally of Napthatorin, or subjugated by Napthatorin?
Bound by labor.
Understood. I ask because he's left these lands in some hurry, and my purpose is to release any who were bound by him.
Napthatorin comes and goes as he pleases. What makes you any different? What's stopping me from turning your bones into my bread? Burning you to the cinder, feasting on your man flesh.
Good question. The possibility of freedom?
Is Napthatorin still alive?
Not for long if I have my way.
If Napthatorin still lives, then I am bound by labor, until I finish the last soul cage.
Soul cage?
You see his eyes jaunt forward to the left side of the room. Well, to your left side. There appears to be some kind of dark wrought iron cage, large enough to bind a human to trap them, like a canary in a cage.
As an admirer of craftsmen, would it be alright if I looked at your work?
Do as you will, it's a memento to a different time.
Well, surely you wouldn't go ahead and put in such labors for no reason at all, save to while away the time. Surely there was a purpose behind this work.
It was a prototype. I've learned many things since that time.
Yeah, and let's see, would engineering, well, I mean, is this obviously a piece of high craftsmanship, or would I be able to use engineering to kind of gauge how intricate the work is?
Let's just see what you get. Let me see what I can tell you a bit more about it.
All right. If ever, not shit. 9.
I mean, it's great quality. The craftsmanship is quite high. It would take many normal men quite a long time to bend steel of this size. Particularly this dark steel. This is not native to the men of Cauldron.
Probably not even native to our plane, but no, Jerrod would take a moment, keeping the glow of the giant in the corner of his eye, and moreover, kind of keeping a closer eye on the maul itself. But he would take the time to actually inspect the work and maybe even reach towards, but not quite touch the cage before turning back and looking to the giant. I'm almost speechless. It is a marvel. I'm assuming that just by the name of Soul Cage, such was its intended purpose, to bind the soul of man or beast.
I'm not at any liberty to discuss its intentional bindings, but everything living has a soul, does it not?
Oh, creatures such as Napthatorin maybe not, but I'm somewhat biased.
You dance around pretty words. Finish what you've come for.
I've merely come to see what there is to see, to investigate, to see if there are enemies more that I need to go ahead and tend to. My purpose is to go ahead and root out Naphtatoran from the place, and preferably banish him entirely from this plane. I understand that you are bound by labor, but maybe bound not bound by any love for the man himself. May I pass?
You may pass me, but what of the Ettins lurking in the further rooms? Did they let you pass so willingly?
I passed, but not willingly. They are no more.
You dispatched of the threat. Good. Heathens, the lot.
Certainly rude. I'll give them that. If I were to go ahead and dispatch Naphtatoran, that would leave you no longer bound by your labors. I'm not a man to go ahead and make enemies where it's not necessary. If such were to come to pass, perhaps I can call upon you in perhaps friendship?
What of the Ebon Triad? Do they exist in your world?
I'll be honest, I've never heard the term before. Could you tell me more? Perhaps I might have known them by a different name.
Have you met anyone by the name of Graylia?
No, I don't believe I have.
Then the Triad is undone.
What kind of creature is this Graylia?
Graylia leads the Ebon Triad. We have all come together for a very different purpose. I was of value for my skill at the smithy. The hags, they thought me eloquent. They kept me around to outfit their armies.
A hag, you say?
The hags, 3 of them, identical.
I do believe I've crossed paths with them earlier today. Though they did part in good health.
Unfortunate. Hideous
No friends
creatures.
of yours?
No. Though I may appear eloquent to them, I am but a plaything.
It doesn't seem fair. A man of your skill, your stature.
You're dolling me up. Are you here to kiss me or free me?
Free you if I can.
Will you be ridding this plane of Naphtatoran?
Such is my intention.
Do you have shelter, chantry, a place that I may stay?
I reside in the city of Cauldron.
I'm familiar with Cauldron.
And I believe that you may be able to find friends in Red Gorge. It was a mining town at one point. You may find yourself
No,
there.
no, I have no friends with spell masons.
I believe that after I rid this plane of Naphtatoran, we could find use of you in a city like Cauldron.
I go where the coin flow. Will you hire me?
Gladly. And he'll turn back to the soul cage. Your work alone is phenomenal. I'd be a fool not to.
Very well, then the things that I will provide for you. Granted, you pay me, you compensate. You may have the things that I've made. But you may not have my coin.
He walks over with these almost thunder-like steps, and he bats his hands down atop this flame. When he does so, it kind of puts all this flame out on top of this oaken chest that is about the size of himself. And as he pushes the cinder away from the top of it, you feel that heat again, as he blows the remaining ash away. He'll start fiddling with something on the side, and you'll hear something drop inside of this chest. When he'll lift it, but not all the way, before he'll hit a lever with his finger, it'll actually catch just a certain point, and he removes it, and he'll flip the lid up. As this happens, there is actually a series of what looks to be alchemist fires lining the roof of this chest.
Whew. Lots of fire.
The coin is mine, but anything else is yours for the taking.
You deal in gold, yes?
Raw elements, gold.
At this point, he'll go ahead and reach behind him into his haversack and pull out the crunch bundle of high-quality gold. I believe in not being indebted to any man nor beast. Would you consider this fair compens?
He takes your crunched series of gold that you guys tried to maneuver, and he kind of weighs it. He sort of like puts one hand out, almost as if like he's a culling scale, and as he grabs onto it, his fingers begin to slowly wrench around this, and he begins to crush it with both hands. And as he does so, it begins to sort of pour out of his hand over the top of his oh my goodness, what is the word I'm looking for? It's beyond me right now.
Mold? Forge?
These right here. You see them, right? Those right there? I can't even remember.
Anvils.
Anvil, thank you. That word evaded me. Oh my god, I was like, what is it? It seems like he's pouring it over the anvil itself, and he borderline coats this anvil in a fine layer of gold. As this happens, you can see his like almost magmatic like veins begin to strike even brighter over his body as he superheats the temperature of his skin to a point where it melts this gold in just his palms. If he were able to get a hold of a skull, of a person...
Yeah, Jerrod's sweating bullets at this point, not just from the heat. And you know, just he's trying not to piss himself.
Sure.
Because, yeah, he's not comfortable with a man on fire.
Okay. There are a couple of things here in this treasure chest if you wanted to take a look, but the coin he's declared as his.
That's fair.
All right, so...
Yeah, whatever he says, we're not pissing him off.
Sure. There is what looks to be a medium-sized light metal shield. From the surface of it, it looks like it's been emblazoned with the face of a wolf biting the shaft of an arrow. There is a wand. There are several potions and a few scrolls.
As he's collecting the items on the shield, he's basically just going to hold the shield and kind of use it as a tray for all this. He's going to pause and look back. You're no friend of the hags. I wouldn't mind ridding them for you. Do you know where they might be at this moment?
They have many coveys. They're hiding, waiting for their time to strike.
If I come across them, I'll be sure to go ahead and strike them down with your best regards.
Please remove the inflammation from their shoulders that they call heads.
Gladly. And he's going to back to the door, give a bow to the giant mastersmith, and back out the door and kind of just close it. and then just turn around and just hustle it back. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
When you begin making your way out, you hear the sounds of several things kind of clattering and falling inside of the smithy, and the character, which you never got the name of, begins walking out. He has in one hand, it looks like his giant malice, this maul, and in the other, what looks to be a large-scale chest with a cage kind of poking out of the top of it. When he enters into the room, he'll see the rest of you.
Oh, so he's gonna follow me.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna not do anything.
You've employed him.
Ah, son of a bitch. But yeah, seeing that he's following, it's past the hairs rising and singeing on the back of his. He's going to raise a hand at the others and, guys, we've made a friend.
I see that.
It appears that he's no friend of the hags or Torn either. And Jerrod will kind of turn and, forgive me, I didn't get your name.
My name is Dugobras.
Dougalbras.
Dugobras.
Dougalbras.
He stands 15 feet tall, chest measuring around 10 feet around. Weighs at about 7,000 pounds. They can live to be several hundred years old.
You know, your average flatbed. Jesus fuck.
Flatbeds don't live that long.
No.
With short, stumpy legs and obscenely powerful muscular arms, their hair and their beards seem to be made entirely of fire, with eyes like rubies.
He's hot.
Gentlemen, Dougalbras. Over here upon the bed is our colleague Deia. As you can tell, she has seen better days. By the fire pit is my colleague Sunn. He is our physician. And beyond him, our spellcaster, Klaus. Gentlemen, Dougalbras.
Dugobras, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, of course. Do you... I assume you've been here quite a while, yes?
Long enough. I think it's time we leave.
I am in full agreement. Do you know of a quicker way out than the way we came in? We passed by a rather unpleasant, both in odor and disposition, sort of a specter, the way in.
You mean the Mephit?
That's the one, yes, I believe so.
Just walk by him. He'll do nothing. A nuisance.
Fair enough. Gentlemen, you've heard the man. We're going out the way we came.
All right, guys, we're going to take just a brief second right here. Chris, aka Celtic Tempest, he's linked us with something. It says, it is called the House of Hope Charity. The corporate information is located at this address, and it's in chat right there. It will ask you to log in with Facebook. Then you just click on the Houses of Hope box in the poll. It's only a poll, so no extra data is collected. I'm going to do that right now. I encourage you guys to be doing the same. Chris is good people, and we all like to do our part when it comes to charities. So please do so. It's the House of Hope box, right? The canine rescue. Yeah, there we go. Continue as me. No, it's no problem. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. The more traction that we can get here for you, the better. I expect each and every one of you guys to do this much. It's just a simple click. It won't take any more of your time. Let's kind of push them to the top. I know we can.
It's damn close to being the leader.
Yeah, it is. It's really, really close. Anything that we can do to help. It's to support a doggo charity. That's right. That's right. It looks like we are currently behind by 8 votes. So I know that we can do that, guys.
Got my vote.
6
Donate
votes.
to doggos.
That's right. Helping out the dog. That's a lot of votes. That is a lot of votes.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Sure.
While this goes on.
Sure. We're actually going to take a brief break here. This is a good place for us to take a break. And when we come back, you guys can actually figure out what's going to be happening next. So, brief break. It's right. It's the thought that counts.
All right, and we're taking a brief break on like off cam or just like taking a fiver.
It's just going to be like a 5-minute break. Actually, you guys have taken the lead. According to this, you are now in the lead.
Hey, congratulations.
Yep, you guys are 5 votes ahead. You're just like 20 votes down. Now you're 5 votes ahead, which is great. That's great. That's awesome. That's right. We pulled ahead.
Any kind of charity is a good charity. Though, man, I tell you what, I'm sitting here thinking, how the hell did Jerrod accidentally hire a giant?
Oh, it gets better.
Oh,
Not the worst thing you've accidentally done.
There.
I'm just hoping I didn't like accidentally court him or something like that. You know, it turns out that a lump of gold is, you know, a bid for marriage.
What the hell? No. No.
I don't usually go for humans, but you are kind of cute.
Is Austin around somewhere? Like, is he shitting his brains out or what?
I don't know. I'm not sure. He's just been a chair for the last, like, 5 minutes. I like to think that he's muted himself and he's actually accosting his geriatric neighbor.
That or just blowing something up.
I wonder if they realized the suggestion. I don't know. Might have. Might have.
Realized the suggestion. Now I'm concerned.
Cool.
Did I
Very cool.
missuggest?
Poll results. Yep, you guys are you're above. You're at the top. Very good. Thanks, guys. Thanks for everyone that voted. I appreciate that. Anything we can do to help. Maybe he went to the wrong D&D stream. Damn, Lucicine getting in there, cutting deep. Luce, you're a monster.
Yeah, how dare you remind us of that travesty? Though admittedly that was one funny story.
Let's see. We got some lurkers over here, man. I'm gonna kind of call out a little bit of the lurkers, the guys that have been just kind of hanging out in the back. Call Sign Candy's here, and you haven't given any shit to Jerrod yet, aka Sniper. Bork, it me. Cultured Fool. Dalvin, Dynamicus. Oh, Fleck, yes. Yeah, it's okay, Baron. It's okay. Lurk away, bud. No problem. Imagination Studio. JCC. Jerry Donta. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well done. Discuss away. I see you. What's going on? K-Streak. Kibakichi. Awesome. Bork, and anybody else that's new to the stream, this is not the only time I stream through the week for D&D and D&D related things. This is the first Pathfinder game of the week. Yesterday is traditionally, it's Blades in the Dark. Tonight is Pathfinder with Shackled City. It's an old 3rd edition mod that we've translated to Pathfinder. We have Thursday night, which tomorrow night is going to be Carrying Crown. Lots of casters. You guys can actually see... You can see them right here. There's Carrying Crown right there. Deathing, leave me alone. Uh-oh. That's all right, Black Bug. That's okay. There's Carrying Crown. And then Friday nights, we have Dragon's Demand. There's Dragon's Demand right there. They're all Pathfinder events. Tuesday night is the Blades in the Dark game with Panic Control and crew. And Mondays in the coming weeks, we will be having the Pokemon Tabletop return. Hey, no problem, Thought. No problem whatsoever. Little patches lurking in the back. Malefic Visions. McCreeps. Name change. What's going on, bud? Optimistic Chris. Sorry None, the Gym. Theronfall. Typhon. T-Man Plays Uncensored. What's going on, bud? Hey, Desktop Adonis. What's going on, buddy? War. What's going on? Valferg. Hey, I see you over there, man. You on that alert game. Xanarkand and Zatoro. I thought so, Chris. Hey, Feltus. What's going on, bud? Guys, feel free to welcome in all the new folks here. This is a very active stream when it comes to community involvement. I know that you're probably used to going to a stream and lurking away all night long, and that's totally fine. You can hear. But once in a while, I try to call you out of the dark because of the community involvement. It's very important to me to know that you cats are alive and functioning, and that we've made some kind of an impact in your life. So feel free to come out of the shadows and say something. You know, be kind. Be kind and say something nice.
Or give the players shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Usually the MO.
He threatens to take away our rep if we... It's true. It's true, I do. Oh, that's fine, Baron. I can't be mad about that at all. Hashtag that lurk life. I get it. I get it. What's up, Rangorf? What's going on, bud?
Yeah, Bubber is a cruel master.
I'm the worst.
Oh, yes. Dance, monkey, dance.
Oh, man. So, since we got a bunch of lurkers that have come out of the dark, I'm going to go ahead and hook everyone up with a little bit of rep.
Oh, boy.
Boom, bam.
My body is ready.
There's some rep. There's some rep. And, guys, tonight is the last night. Tonight is the last night to potentially win over the spot of the brand new month emote. Right now, it looks like it's Celtic Tempest. When stream closes this evening, the highest donator will have an opportunity at having the next emote for the next month. Last month was the this right here. It was the Bubber Mimic. That's courtesy of Kurami. Kurami is he was the leader last month with his donation. And this month so far, it looks like Chris is going to win. It's looking like it. So we've got like an hour-ish, maybe longer, depending on how long the game goes. And if I'm feeling like streaming any further, we'll see. We shall see. You do like the Mimic? Well, the Mimic's actually going to be gone. The Mimic leaves for next month's emote. So, reputation is what you guys earn by sitting in stream. You can hang out, subscribe, check out Patreon, let the Bit Boss die. If I'm feeling generous and I pass out reputation, it's a chat currency that you guys can actually use to make an impact on the live tabletop games. You can find out how much rep you have by typing in !REP, that's your rep. You can also find out what you can spend it on by typing in !table, and there is a table that will tell you everything that you can spend it on. Plot twist creates a double Mimic. Damn. You can feel free to out-donate me, Caboose. You're not wrong. It's true. If you win, you can vouch to keep the Mimic if you want. That's really kind of your call. That's true.
Yeah, Jerrod's going to really appreciate keeping the Mimic around because, damn, it's sexy.
It's a good Mimic.
Well, you know, Jerrod's got a history for fisting him.
Oh, Lord. Not like this.
I'm going home.
We were doing so well, guys. Doing so well.
It's all downhill from there. The moment he starts fisting someone or something. That's when we know it's all down there. Hey, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. So, back into the game. I'm going to go ahead and put in elements that I think will help me know when Dugobras is around. Maybe this? Nope. How about this one? That's the same exact thing.
There's some good questions. What's the max donation at? By Quailman? Do PayPal tips go towards the Bit Boss?
That's loud as shit. I'm sorry if I just hurt someone's ears. Yeah, we'll use that. That's fine. Okay, so the flaming noise is going to be Dugobras.
Oh, yeah. Jerrod's going to be super happy about having that right
Okay.
behind him.
The current max donation is $241. Celtic Tempest came in with a huge donation earlier. Caught me way by surprise. Because he was like, I'll just donate $20, bub. If you don't mind, that's cool. And I told him how to do it. Wouldn't be a campaign without fisting involved, right, Val? Yeah, I'm with you there. Any PayPal donations that you send through will go to beating the Bit Boss. If the Bit Boss actually dies, if it dies tonight, I'll give out 5,000 reputation. That's right, 5,000 reputation will go to everyone in chat. That's a lot of rep. If you do the math, it's it's 20 rep per dollar. I'm a freaking goblin. Yeah, if everybody right now got 5,000 rep, you guys wouldn't be goblins. I promise you'd be crazy-ass things. Also, note that for everything that he donates from this point forward, if Chris donates, that's Celtic Tempest, if, say, someone were to donate $100 right now, and you guys were to do, like, a huge chunk of damage right now to the Bit Boss, he could donate again, and it would heal the Bit Boss. You can actually heal your own Bit Boss. It's kind of wild. Hey, Incurably, what's going on? Alright. So now that you've hired Dugobras, what now?
I'm gonna do the same thing I've been doing all session and keep dying. Nice.
Yeah, Jerrod's going to grab up the sacks of coin and kind of stuff the shield and wand and scrolls and such, and he's going to lead on back towards the crystal room and onward.
Okay, that's fine.
To the miasma. I mean, he's, I'm going to go ahead and take Dugobras at his word. He knows the way better than we do. We'll just go ahead and head right on through.
Did you guys want to take an opportunity to sort of identify any of those items?
I would.
You got a decent amount of items there that you could afford to potentially use in this place.
I'd like to look at them.
You don't know what they are.
I mean, if the guys see all these potions, scrolls, and wands and be like, oh, yeah, let me take a look at that. Jerrod's not going to stop them, but right now Jerrod is sweating bullets and just kind of puckered up drum tight, knowing that he has somehow...
Oh, shit. Okay.
Somehow by accident hired this creature.
Chris, a.k.a. Celtic Tempest, says, I would be willing to take bids starting at $2 and increasing at 50 cents increments to pass off my emote rights, raise some more money for the stream. He says, I'm not going to be reading the entire chat, so I will consider it official if Bub announces it, assuming he actually read that. So, right now, he's willing to pass off the emote rights to anyone that would like to bid in for it. Unless someone were to beat it. So, once we reach that point where I'm ready to call the stream, you guys can you can take your opportunity to potentially pluck the emote right from Celtic Tempest. Okay. Or anyone else that decides that they could win, because there's still a couple of people that's in lieu. So, like, Man with Beard and Avatar 1, looking at you cats, you're still close. So, let's get with the identification process.
Klaus, Sunn?
Yes.
Hey, do you guys want to go ahead and identify any of these super magical items that Jerrod has in his hands? He's carrying them out in the open, man, right on top of a shield.
Why is Jerrod talking in third person?
Also, why is Jerrod walking away so quickly?
Well, he's not.
Why is there more of a sheen on Jerrod than usual?
Oof.
But no, I was talking out of character, not in character. But no.
He's carrying a slew of objects in his hands. For instance, like this shield that he has, its quality is huge. Obviously, like you have things that you would much rather do, but there are 6 potions and several scrolls as well. Some of this might be less of a detriment to Deia. Something here might actually bring her back to the land of the living.
The potions would have interested me, and I would have tried to figure out what they are. Which role would you like for that?
Yeah, seeing Sunn's interest, Jerrod's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, here, man. You're gonna just don't insult the giant. Whatever it is, say it's good."
You can make an attempt to determine what it is by going the taste tester route, or if it's something that you're unfamiliar with, spellcraft arcane.
What would the taste test be?
Drinking.
Well, yeah.
I mean, like what role?
Yeah, I was wondering if, because
I don't think there would be one. It's just
said yes, tasting it and seeing what happens. You said spellcraft, correct?
There are 6 potions, and 3 of each are the same color. So you have 3 of one color and then 3 of another color. They seem to be mirrors of each other.
Yeah, so 3 potions of 2 different sets.
Correct.
So this is to identify the first set.
Okay.
Wow. This is the second set.
Okay, it was actually a 25 on each.
Hey, Lamo.
Which is awesome. The potions, there are 3 potions of Cat's Grace and 3 potions of Restoration.
Trying to think. That doesn't have stat damage, right?
What?
Deia doesn't have stat damage.
What do you think my strength to say?
Yeah. Is your strength? I didn't even.
700. I can't move.
Oh yeah.
It's under 9,000.
But I mean, you wouldn't know if he had stat damage regardless. You would
Yeah.
just the fuck up.
No, that's just an open. That's just me thinking aloud, not. The first thing I would do is I'd give it to Jerrod because he's the one who I know actually had damage that was beyond the normal capacity of our healing. When he had drank the liquid from the golden cup.
Right, when he drank it willingly.
Yes, willingly, 100% of his own volition.
Yeah, getting a potion handed to him, Jerrod's gonna be like, "For me? Why, thank you." Not even gonna ask what it's about, but yeah, he's gonna go ahead and just like pop it, glance around, slam it back. What's the roll for this one?
Okay, this is treated as a restoration. Let me look up the ruling on restoration.
Fully restores. Come on.
Casting time is 3 rounds, so it's 3 rounds before it's effective. You roll a d4, and you remove that much ability damage.
All right. Roll high. Dear God, roll high. I'll take that.
Okay. That's really good. On top of that, if you have any negative levels, it removes 1.
So not only do I recover 4 levels, like right now I've got a -8 in my con.
This spell functions like Lesser Restoration, except that it also dispels a temporary negative level or 1 permanent negative level.
You have
So it does.
You're right, you have some of those.
I have a ton of those. So this would also work on my... I'm trying to think of how to go ahead and do this, because right now my con's at -2. So would I just...
Oh,
move-
excuse me. Restoration, you don't... Never mind. This also cures all temporary ability damage, and it restores all points permanently drained from a single ability score of your choice.
Hot damn.
It also eliminates any fatigue or exhaustion,
So basically, all my shit goes back to normal,
including
More
your
or less.
levels.
including my levels.
Or I thought those
Level.
were permanently lost.
Level. Yeah.
Singular.
So you would only get one back, right?
No.
So
well,
I go
it's-
from 8 to 9.
You'll go correct until you drink another one.
Right.
Which
Okay.
should then go 9 to 10.
Dude, I could be level 10 before. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Whoever put these in, thank you.
This wasn't put in by anyone. This is put in by the game.
This is the game. This is loot.
This is
some.
This is high level loot.
But yeah, Jared's gonna just like pound that back and be like, oh yeah.
And after that, Sunn would distribute out a cat's grace to each person. The cat's grace is the, what, +4 to dex?
Correct.
Yeah.
That would be exceptionally strong on Deia.
Yeah. He would hand it out to everyone, and then he's gonna put the one that he gives himself in his bandolier, and he's gonna hold on to it for now.
So then you have one of these restoration potions.
I thought it was.
There were 3, and he
Yeah.
took one. Are you going to give
Yeah.
him another one? Or are you going to save it?
I would probably, if I could just go ahead and kind of
Mhm.
state, I don't think Sunn would go ahead and just give him like 2 or 3 at the same time and just be like, here, chug these.
Yeah.
I think he would, as a medicinal practitioner, give him one, wait to see the effects.
Okay. All right. All right, sounds good.
I'd put the other 2 in my bandolier. Also, if we get to the point to where I can make my alchemical creations, I can make more alchemical, the stuff that lets you spit it back out. Which will make it also useful.
Yeah, you drink backwash that returns your hit points and stuff.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
Jared's
great.
cool with that at this point.
Oh, it's
And-
so nasty.
I
Now,
love it.
and now here's another question. Since I'm technically at my max HP with all the ability damage, does that put me back up to full? Once my con returns.
Yeah.
Oh dear God! I think I might cry. Oh, yeah. Jared's a happy man here in a couple minutes.
Okay. So the other things worth identifying. There is a shield, a wand, and some scrolls.
I could keep trying to guess on the other things, unless Klaus would like to guess on some things.
Deia was
I
not
mean-
there for the level drain. In fact, we discussed this. The only person that was there for the level drain
Is
was
Jerrod.
Jerrod.
I find it suspect, or I should say Klaus finds it suspect, that we didn't have time to mourn one of our fallen comrades, but we do have time to sort through all of these magical items that we just found. So I'm just going to start picking up Deia and getting ready to move.
Okay.
Then Sunn's gonna try to stare at these objects with his special eyes. I guess the first thing, let's go with the shield since it's big and bright. It does have magic properties, right?
The shield?
Yeah.
Potentially.
Yeah. Okay. Here's the check. 34.
Damn, the DC was 30 for this.
Yeah.
So the shield that is a silver light metal shield, is a shield of +2 arrow deflection.
Mm.
Sunn's gonna look up from the shield and say, "Well, it'll protect you from arrows, that's for sure. This shield in particular is effective against them."
Next?
Yep. Next, you said what? There's still a wand and
Wand?
potion, or not the potion?
Scrolls.
Scrolls.
Correct.
Let's go with the wand.
All right.
Woo! From 7 to 15.
Wow.
Much better.
Wow. Okay, this is a wand of lightning bolt. There are 17 charges.
When I realize what it is, I'm gonna turn to the hurriedly moving Klaus. Hey, you're in such a hurry to leave. You'll like this. And he's gonna like.
Oh, I'm not the one in a hurry, believe me.
He's just gonna hand it to you.
Klaus has got his hands full with Deia.
He's gonna sit there and just kind of hold down in front of him, just kind of
Klaus will
staring.
push past Sunn
He's
with
gonna
Deia in hands.
shrug his shoulders and put it in his bag. And then there were scrolls. Those were the last. How many of them?
Yeah, there are 3 of them. Do you have read magic?
No, I do not.
Okay.
So I cannot use.
You can still attempt to discern what it actually is. Give me a knowledge arcana for 3.
Knowledge Arcana. I think it's the same. Hold on, make sure.
That's what I've asked
It
you to
is.
roll every time.
I thought you said Spellcraft.
Knowledge arcana.
Those are 2 different things.
Yeah, that's why I said knowledge arcana the entire time.
Oh well, I mean, I have the same modifier anyways, but
Then it doesn't matter.
it really. Wow, from
Yeah,
19
well, that
to
matters.
1. Yeah.
That's not gonna
1,
do.
2, 3. Wow, that too.
Okay, so you think the first one is a scroll of fireball. The second, you're convinced, is a scroll of hold animal. And the third, you believe, is a curse.
I would share this info with Jerrod, making sure specifically to point out that he should stay away from ever touching the third one.
Yeah, and Jared's going to look at Sunn while he's stuffing everything in the sack and just be like, I can't read it anyway.
I can't even read!
What was the wand of again? It was wand of lightning bolt.
Yeah,
17
Okay.
charges.
correct.
Thank you.
And yeah, slinging all this over his shoulder, he's going to follow after. Yeah, follow after Klaus.
Looks good. Deia, you'll be kind of like weaving in and out of unconsciousness as this is going on. Do you have any thoughts, bits of wisdom that you'd like to be spouting as you look up to Master Closhi?
No, I'm not. I'm kind
Not
of
like a
just,
baked good.
I'm still confused as to what happened because I feel like I traveled at terminal velocity towards the ground and then everything was out. And then now I'm waking up and then I'm leaving again and everything's kind of woozy
Sure.
and I'm in a lot of pain. So I'm
Sure.
just kind of confused as to what's going on. And
Okay.
trying to absorb as much as I can, but it's going right off me.
All right. Sure, then I'm going to let Klaus kind of lead the way here. Klaus. Oh, Klausy Poo.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to give you control of Deia. Deia.
Damn, Deia can see a lot further than I can.
You're not wrong.
Okay, with her in hand, I'm going to begin moving down the pathway that I scouted earlier.
Okay.
Not waiting for them at all, just kind of pushing forward.
Sure.
Probably grumbling in old man passion, just
All right. So it looks like Sunn and Jerrod are just kind of staring at each other.
Yes.
As they are wont to do without leadership.
Longingly into each other's eyes.
And it looks like Sunn's decided to take it. Okay, never mind. Thought Sunn was
I like
taking a
the
different
journey.
path there.
I like to journey. Don't mind me. I forge new paths. You could say that I find them sometimes.
Stop.
There you go.
I was waiting to look and see my character token completed.
and Jerrod will, on seeing where they're headed, heave a deep breath and hold it.
Okay, that looks like a giant steel cock there. That's not act that. Yeah, that was
Wait,
Not
is that
representative.
That's not there? Oh man.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he is draped in chains. He could be into that.
Oh my god.
Is the rope still here from our previous venture down?
Yeah, let's still be here.
Then yeah, I'm gonna use that as a guide on the way up, as much as I can with arms full of paladin.
Everyone hold the railing. Don't want to fall.
Sure. As you guys make your way outside, you will inevitably come to the surface of Vaprak's voice, leading you back into the jungle. The fire
But they-
comes to a slow